Hello.
We're back from vacation.
Back in black?
Back.
Apparently you're back in black.
I am. Holy mackerel.
What?
It's been a whirlwind of a week.
It's been 3 days.
Not
For
this
me,
week.
it's only been
I'm talking
2
like
days.
last week.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking yesterday. It was funny. I was like, today's Tuesday. This time last week, we were just leaving for
Wait,
Florida.
what's up? Yeah, dude.
Not
It literally was, when did we leave?
Tuesday of last week. It was a week ago yesterday.
That was a week ago yesterday.
Bunch of bullshit.
Guys,
how
what's
fast it
happening?
goes.
Hope you guys are doing good.
It goes so fast.
No shit. Vacation always goes too quick. You all right over there?
Yeah. Got volumes on. I never have my phone volume
We're
on.
relearning how to do this after a week.
I never have my phone volume on, but it was on because we were on vacation.
I know, right? It's awesome. It's awesome. Hey, guys. Thanks for coming back. Welcome back to The Bar is Open with Beth and Greg. I'm Greg, and that is
Beth?
Beth's a little under the weather tonight.
I am.
Why are you under the weather?
Because I feel
It's
like
a little
crap.
rundown.
I think so.
Yeah, too much playing in Florida.
I think it started before Florida, but yeah.
Yeah.
Florida.
did?
Yeah, I think it's been going on for
Oh,
a week and a half or so, but that's okay.
she's got some antibiotics. She's starting tonight.
Yeah.
So we'll get you healthy.
Get me
again.
right as rain.
Get you healthy again. I hope you guys are doing good. Yeah, we went on vacation last week, and it was kind of funny. So we went out and visited some friends out in
Can we
Tampa
say who
area.
our friends are?
Yeah, I know. Allison,
Brian and Allison.
the
You
kids.
guys, they were on back in February. They were on as they were driving through from
Yep.
California to Florida. Nothing like a cross country.
And it was fun. Yeah, we had a good time. We had a good time out there. It was awesome. We just literally just hung out, which was kind of
we had no plans, which was really nice. I mean,
yeah,
we
it was
did what
a
we wanted when
no-plan
we
vacation.
wanted.
Absolutely, which was nice. So
Yeah.
Hey, go out, check out The Bar is Open on YouTube, which some of you guys are on, or Facebook Live, whatever, and then on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean. If you don't mind, give us a like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Like it.
But yeah, let's jump into that. So vacation, it was awesome. So basically, we just sat by a pool. They've got a big ass pool,
Oh, it was so nice.
gigantic pool, and in Florida, the pools are covered,
Covered
like
a
giant covers, like steel framed.
Screened in porches, but screened in pools.
The whole back, like half the yard.
Well,
was,
no, they still had a huge backyard too, so
it was
kinda
awesome.
crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was one of those things that we just literally did nothing. We hung out,
nothing.
drank 10,000
you
White
slept
Claws.
in. I always got up at like 9 for some reason. I don't know. I was thinking about that. I was like, why? What?
When you kicked me, first night we're there, she's like, we're sleeping on. It's not hey, Brian, Allison, it's not a bad thing that we slept on a queen bed. We didn't have to pay for a hotel or anything.
The bed was fine. It was
Beth
the
goes,
male sleeper
you
in the
need
bed.
to sleep on the couch,
No,
bro.
I said, you're sleeping on the couch, bro, because you were tossing and turning and you kicked me like 2 times. I was like, not doing this the whole time we're
Little
here.
queen bed going from a king size.
It was user.
I think it was the claws.
I think it was the claws.
The claws got me amped up in the middle of the night, evidently.
You were talking in your sleep and kick in. I was like, oh, hell no. I'm not playing this game.
It happens.
Homie, don't play this.
So
Oh
you
my
slept
gosh,
well
I played
after that, though.
I did sleep well after that.
It was good.
But I'm such a light sleeper that I was up until you would come to bed at the ungodly hours of whatever time you guys decided.
DJ, what's happening? Glad the video is finally looking good. I'm hoping this is the last Spectrum episode, and then we can kick off our 99th, which will be a precursor to our 100th, of course.
80.
So, yeah, it'll be cool.
Glad you guys are here.
I threw in kind of, it's always funny when we travel.
Okay.
Something always fucking happens.
Always. Well,
Always
mostly
happens.
it happens to you.
Yeah. Like normally it's like me. Yeah. It's something sideways goes on. Like I think I've talked about this a long time ago. One time I was traveling to go to a,
yes, you've talked about the bachelor party.
yeah, the bachelor party, and I had ammo in my bag. Didn't know it. My bag got searched also, and they'd never found
But
it.
not in the airport. At the ship.
No, it got searched because they found a little $2 multi-tool. They're like, "Oh, sir, you have to confiscate." I was like, "Whatever, I'm going to
now you
fucking
can have those. but-
Cozumel or where was not Cozumel?
No,
Where
you
was
were
I?
doing a.
I don't remember. I was going
It was
somewhere
that
in Florida.
little island in South California that you guys did this.
Yeah, it was a booze cruise, right?
Yeah.
But 2 rounds of ammo in my bag. They just were pinstrikes. They didn't fire or whatever.
The airport didn't catch them, but the ship.
The cruise, like where you get onto the boat. This time, I screwed up when I put her
Oh, when you put my date of birth,
in. I missed it.
0101 instead of 0110.
Yeah.
And nobody caught that on the way out there.
On the way out.
But Florida, fandangled
Tampa's got this fucking thing where you slide your license into it. And mind you, we are running late as shit.
Because
and Beth
nobody listens
doesn't
to
like to run late for anything.
No, especially the airport.
Yeah. Well, we stopped for coffees and all that.
You got up later
stuff.
than I wanted you to.
Whatever.
But yeah.
Whatever. And we get
You
there with
won't
like
hesitate
30
next
minutes to
time.
get through security. And I'm like, we're fine. We're fine. And we made it.
And security was pretty crowded, considering.
Well,
I think it's starting to get crowded again because people are traveling. We're so used to no airport security line. Plus, we have the clear, and they don't have
Catalina
clear.
did.
They don't have clear.
But so we get up there, and the guy goes, your date of birth doesn't match.
Your date of birth
license.
doesn't match your.
I'm like, how in the fuck? I was like, how is that possible?
And he was like, you must have put it in wrong. And the guy was kind of a dickbag. But
yeah, he just like scoots his thing over and goes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck are we supposed to do?
And he was like, you have to go. And so to understand.
Yeah. Go for it.
The check-in and the what do you call the little place that you go to?
Like you go back to the gate.
The gate. Yeah. The gates. Yeah. Thank you. The check-in and the gates are in two separate buildings with
on
a tram
tram
between them. And so you have to take the tram out. You also have to, they have, so that you can only get into the trams if you have boarding passes, you have to scan your ticket or your phone and then you can get on. And it's not super long, but it's still probably 2 minutes?
To get to the gate, to get to security?
To get from check-in to gates. It's about 2 minutes, maybe a minute. It's not a super long ride.
On the tram. Yeah. Maybe a minute.
And so we have to go all the way back, and
we've got 20 minutes to get.
I'm about panicked, and I'm like cursing, and Greg's like, "You guys stop cursing." And I was like, "No, fuck everyone."
Well, also the funny part is we think we're gonna jump the long ass line, so we do that. We go back.
We get it fixed. We go back. We're heavily sweaty by this point because it is also Florida.
Both of us need to pee. We both are like dying of thirst because we've thrown all of our shit.
So we
away.
asked the little gate guy, I was like, we're about to miss our flight. Can we please get in the wheelchair lane?
Right.
And he's like, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't know. So we're waiting and we wait. The line,
That's
the wheelchair.
starting to push fucking
I'm
dudes.
like touching people like, go. I'm like, not even fucking around, dude.
I was like, don't touch
He's like, don't
fucking...
touch people. I'm like, he just needs to go. He needs to grow hairballs and go. And then the guy comes over. He's like... He's
it
like,
was hilarious.
If you don't have a wheelchair, you could just hop on in. I'm like, I've been standing here for 15 minutes.
And the motherfucker, some random dude goes, why are you standing here? I'm like,
just go. You can
because
go
we're in line.
You can go ahead of the wheelchairs. I was
Meanwhile, we're making plans that if one of us hits the gate, just get on the plane.
Because we got to get our dogs.
Because I've got all of our gear with us to do this podcast with us, right? And I'm like, no shit, I'm going to get searched.
Well, it's packed.
This will be the time I get searched. Like all my shit gets searched, right? And the funny part was, so we get up, finally we get up, and then
you can get up.
You just go running.
The
reason we're running is we have
to
hit a connection flight.
Right.
And we have to pick our dogs up.
Right.
By a certain time here.
By 6 p.m.
By 6 p.m. And we're like, if one of us, if we both miss it, we're not going to be able to pick up the dogs. And we're
like already trying to coordinate in our head. Who can grab them? Who can go get the truck? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. It was drama.
And then it was so funny because so I get there. So we had we forgot to check in. So we were late seating anyway.
Yeah.
So I think we were B54 and 55. And I literally get there right as they're doing the
check-in.
It's an
it wouldn't
extra
have mattered
$100.
anyway.
I know. But I'm literally, so I'm the last B person or the third to last because I did jump in front of 57. And so we're in the little connector. And you're way back. You're like, I'm texting you. I didn't even know you're like, I'm here. Turn around. And you're like 30 people back. I'm like, get up here. And you're like, no. I'm like, get up. And it was like, he could tell. He's like, I'm not even going to fuck with her right now.
She literally Mosesed it and like parted
I was like,
sea.
Get up here.
Part of the scene. She's just like waving.
And he's like
every single person in line
is looking at
turned
you.
And went.
And he's shaking his head no. And I'm to the point where I'm like, I don't care. Get up here now. So finally, you are like, fine, whatever. People stop staring at me that way. And
it was one of those, and it was a puddle jumper.
And I had no patience anymore, which is really odd for me. Plus, I was like 5 seconds away from having a panic attack, and I think you were like, I just need to put this bitch down so she can get on this flight and get home.
It was fun. So hey, cheers to traveling. It was interesting, and that was the return flight. That was the worst part.
Yeah. At least it was the return flight.
I don't know.
It kind of ruins your vacation mojo because now you're all tensed up again.
Yeah, we were all chilled out. Where the hell do these fruit flies come from?
It's not a fruit fly. It's a gnat.
A gnat, whatever. But the funny part is we finally get on the plane, and like you couldn't get up because it was only a 30-minute flight. So again,
we're
remember
both
what I just
doing
said?
the pee dance.
And
by the time the plane
you have a
ends,
fucking mask on, and you're like, all I need is a drink of water. All I want is a water. We didn't have time to stop
anything,
for shit.
and they're not giving anything because it's literally up and down.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was.
But it was a great trip.
It was a great trip.
It was awesome.
I'm still sunburned. I don't know if you guys can tell. Like I am. That's the only part that still hurts.
Yeah, you see the Hulk Hogan up
Maybe
there?
that and my stomach.
We went down to Clearwater Beach with Brian Nelson.
Gorgeous beaches. White sands. I mean, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
Problem with white sand. Well, I don't know if I blame the sand or the guys don't buy the spray sunblock because I think it's bullshit. Because we got 50. Because I have this thing where I don't like my knees or my feet.
She's
to
Hispanic,
get dark.
so she gets really dark.
Dark feet and really dark knees. And so I'm like, bring on the 50 or 75. We had 50 and we reapplied it several times and we still got sunburn. So
it didn't matter.
We're not buying that shit again. We're going to get the cream.
I blame it on Brian.
Brian?
He bought it. He just randomly grabbed it. And I was like, no, Allison.
Bought it.
No, Allison asked for the specific thing. And what are you going to do?
Oh, she asked for a specific thing for the kids.
Oh, I don't know.
I asked for the 50.
Don't get the spray shit when you're at the beach because it doesn't stick.
If you're at a California beach, you're probably fine. I just don't think it's enough coverage for when you have that white reflecting. Excuse me. We were all sunburned.
Wah.
Then we had some great tacos, dude.
Yeah, those were pretty fucking good.
Those were really fucking good.
I don't remember.
I mean,
the name of the place.
I was pretty buzzed, from
so
the claws.
It
but
was funny.
It was
we were
really
do
good food.
Some shows over there, and we just never
Flemme.
too many claws, too much hanging out, too much
downtime, sun. Who knows?
Whatever. I'm like, I was kind of a little stressed at the beginning about like I want to get these done. I had all the notes done and everything.
And I'm like, whatever.
And we're like, fuck it. There's no time to do it, right? Get back here, start unpacking, setting everything back up, and I realize I forgot the main plug to get everything set up anyway, to plug in the Roadcaster.
They told me that.
So we wouldn't have been able to do a fucking show anyways. And I was like, shit, I carried like 30 pounds worth of shit.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have mattered.
You know what you could do? Because I know you really wanted to interview Allison's mom. You could probably do like a Zoom thing.
That's what we're going to do. We already talked about it. Good. So we'll do a Zoom. We'll do a Zoom one. So a while back, I interviewed Allison Clay, who is Christine Quinn's daughter.
And was the campaign manager?
And she was campaign manager. And Christine Quinn is the 14th Congressional District. She's a candidate out there in Florida. And we were talking back and forth about getting her on the show and doing a last call or something like that. And I think it would be really cool because we did have a good time just chatting about what she's looking to do. And can you grab one of the seasoning bags? So she's actually the one that created.
She's the
founder of My Family Seasonings, which if you're interested, they've got all sorts of stuff. The prime rib is dope as shit. But we were able to go to their place and actually see the factory, how they manufacture it all. It's really, really cool. But check it out. It's in like all sorts of grocery stores. But My Family Seasonings. You can get it at myfamilyseasonings.com.
I want to try the meatloaf one. I'm not a meatloaf eater. I think I've only had it once.
Yeah.
When you made it, but they make it sound like it makes your meatloaf delicious.
Yeah, it's supposed to. I made meatloaf for... Texans aren't a big meatloaf. I'm from New Hampshire, so we used to eat meatloaf.
People who maybe in the military who move here might be a meatloaf lover.
Maybe. I don't know. How about you guys? You guys eat meatloaf?
I was raised on tacos.
Guys, Julia, what's happening? Chuck, what's up, dude? Tacos. Lloyd, how you doing? Ruben, Logan, Corey, what's going on? Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday night. Dude, there's so much content going out from all sorts of places that are actually really, really good now.
What are you talking
about? Like just content on podcasts and stuff like that. It's pretty amazing. And thank you guys for joining in on ours. We really do appreciate it. It's fun as shit. I'm glad we're getting back into it. And, not back into it, but after a week.
We had a vacation. Yeah. We're allowed to do that.
Yeah, we really like... Corey said he doesn't like meatloaf. I don't know. It just depends. It's like a big giant
I have
It's like
the
a big,
problem for
giant
me
burger.
is the onions because I'm not an onion person.
Some
And
people put them in, some people don't.
Greg laughs at me because I like to the minuscule piece of onion. I'll be like, "There's onion in this." He'll be like, "How the hell do you know that?" I'm like, "Taste buds."
Yep.
Because you tried to trick me a couple times. Or, I won't do real
Once.
onions.
I didn't try and trick you. I just didn't tell you.
Same thing. And you did the minced.
Well, I didn't even mean to. I just put it in there, habit, in a burger, and she was like,
What do you mean habit? We'd been married for forever already. Anyways, okay.
Whatever.
So I can taste the onion. And so I think that's my holdup with meatloaf. Maybe if we leave the onion out.
We got
then
on
isn't
Facebook.
Then isn't it just a pound of ground beef? If you leave the onions
It's like
out?
normally it's like,
I know you add brown sugar and
you just do whatever. Like it's just meatloaf and I think it's over there. I think it's like you can do 2 pounds. It's however big of a meatloaf you want to make, really. Yeah, that stuff's good.
But the meatloaf one, I think he said that you have to add your own brown sugar and something else. But so I guess it's more than just a pound of ground beef. But
yeah, hammer the like button if you guys don't mind. We appreciate it. Actually, go out and, if you're on iTunes or whatever, we push this out there. Go out and give it a like. So jumping into some of the funny shit that's gone on in the past week or so. This is a Florida woman thing. So it's kind of like some of the stories. I'm going to go over some stories, and then Beth's got some funny ass stories, and everything kind of just flows together tonight. So Florida, it was perfect timing, right? We just got back from there. So witchcraft in Florida. Police in Florida are looking for a woman who scammed people out of $100 grand by charging them for spiritual and witchcraft.
what is spiritual and witchcraft services? What does that?
I'm thinking voodoo shit.
Like I'm
I
thinking
don't know.
spiritual. Maybe she's connecting with somebody's family that's passed on.
They're just saying she was a fraudster. It kind of makes me think of like people when you go to Italy or something like that, and they're like reading your palms or something.
That doesn't just happen in Italy,
like
babe. That's
gypsy
everywhere.
kind of shit.
That happens in California, baby.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It's kind of funny. I was like, what the fuck?
And we did used to see that palm reader and psychic sign in Phoenix. I'd be like, do you think she knows we're talking about her?
So
I mean, if she's really a psychic,
probably.
does she know?
So it says investigators first became aware of an alleged scam around March 14th when one or more people reported the women. Police then said the victims were reported to have been deprived large amounts of money, and the in-person scam was believed to have been run from mid-January to mid-March. This chick was good at what she did. I'm thinking she had
Did they have
like
a picture or anything of her?
They didn't. I'm thinking she has like a crystal ball. She's like a tarot card reader.
She's like, I can see into the balls.
And she was just really good. Or she was making fucking like voodoo dolls and like.
So there's
putting
a scary
pins in
movie,
it.
and I can't remember what scary movie it is, but it starts off with the mom is a psychic and uses a crystal ball and candles and stuff, and it's all like planned. Like they have the thing that blows the air at the right time to blow out the candles, and but in doing this for these people, they bring an evil spirit, and then it's all hell break loose. But
then it's insidious. Or insidious or whatever.
Insidious. It wasn't insidious though. It was like one of those. But
No,
I can't
it
remember which
becomes
one.
like an insidious kind of thing.
God gravy. Listen
Kids
how low
walking
my
down.
voice is. Like, anyways.
That's got some allergies kicking too.
Um,
Very moldy here in Texas
yeah,
since
and
we got back.
they said it was high.
It's kind of
today.
disgusting.
I don't think it's disgusting. It's just annoying, is what it is. But anyways, so they're trying to find her. I mean,
How are they going to find some
how are you
rando...
gonna? How do people lose a total of
How do you
100K?
spend? It's 10. They said it's
Like,
about 10 people, 10 to 12 people. How do you pay
at
motherfucker?
100K. I wonder if she was doing like
$10,000
seances
a
or something,
piece.
and she's like, I need $500.
People are crazy.
Well, and some
Nico
people
said good gravy.
Good gravy. Good gravy. So, I mean, I know some people really want to believe. I know they really want to reach out to loved ones, and so they're probably a sucker for it.
Right?
Do they know what she even looks like?
What's... I don't... there's no description
There's
of her.
not. They should have put a picture. Like
Yeah.
somebody should have just drawn her out, like had a sketch artist draw her out, and then at least people would be like,
Snow
oh, that's
Kip
the scammer.
from Kindred Spirits, the old dude.
I love him.
We love those stupid...
We are ghost
shows.
paranormal people. Definitely.
Yeah.
I think you mostly are because I am. Did you used to watch him before
I
you
just
dated
sit
me?
there and like stare at my phone and go, oh, that was cool. We did watch Ghost Adventures
Yes.
last night.
We watched
which was
2
pretty-
episodes.
The first one
The
was
first
pretty
one
good.
was really good. And we both do other stuff while I read, but then when they start saying bro, we know something good is happening. Or you hear Zach scream.
Yep.
We know to look up and be like, holy
We
shit.
know
did
all
you
their
see
names
that?
because we've been following that shit for the past 15 years or 10 years.
Did we start watching it in Colorado, I think? Because we didn't have friends. And we got snowed in. We got snowed in one time, and you were like, there's this show and there's a drinking
We started
game.
watching that, and then we started watching Ridiculousness on a regular.
Oh, yes.
And I still watch that.
I do
still, I have to keep it off because she won't stop laughing because it's fucking funny.
It cracks me up. But so yeah, we love that shit. But I don't, even though I love that shit, I would never be suckered into spending that much money. We've done ghost tours. I mean, we've done ghost.
Right.
Like the one we did in Jerome was awesome at the haunted hotel.
Oh yeah.
And we
That's a
got
good
to
one.
keep the tools overnight
The
and
little EMF detector.
Yeah, and so that was cool. But I think that was $50 a head. You know, if that much.
And Ghost Adventures went to Jerome, and we
they
got
did
to
the
meet,
hotel and the
what
place
was that
next
dude's
door.
name? Clancy, Cleary.
I don't know.
Got to meet the dude that was on the Ghost Adventures because we were like, "Hey, that's the place," and he's like, "You guys want to come in and walk
He
around?"
was so nice.
Yeah, super nice dude. But it was fun. So if you ever get to do that shit, it's fun. So funny. Another funny story. This is kind of. I've got
Funny,
two
ha-ha,
kinda-
or funny?
no funny, haha.
Okay.
All right. So Toronto police decided that they're gonna post this shit out on their Instagram, or not Instagram, but their Twitter feed.
Okay.
It's all over the place.
Okay.
And they
Toronto
hashtag it
police.
off the streets. It's going to come
Okay.
up here in just a second. Hashtag off the streets this week. And if you look at this fucking thing, you go, really? It's literally like Aaron Burr's gun from like 1775, right? Like around the time of when America
You use those
was
little
created.
balls with gunpowder.
Yeah, you have to like pack that bitch in and add a flint and a little bit of gunpowder.
Because I'm sure that's having some gangbusters.
Yeah, so this is actually going pretty crazy, like all over.
So what are
the
people
internet.
saying?
People are just like comparing it literally to, I can't remember which one it was. Aaron Burr, I think it was Aaron Burr that got shot in a duel kind of thing, right? And literally, that is a
Old school.
collector. Like if a motherfucker's walking around with that in their pants. Like
he's like, look how bad
he's
I
like,
am.
hang on a second, I gotta light a match to shoot
I'm gonna
my
shoot
gun.
you, but you gotta give
Right?
me 5 minutes.
Cocks it back, the flint hits. It
And so
takes
people are just-
another minute for it to actually.
When he misses, he's got to redo it again.
Yeah,
and-
I mean, granted, it's probably like, I don't know. Does that look like a 40?
I mean, it's
something
gonna put a big old hole in you.
Goddamn
if
right, it's a ball.
If it connects, but
But it's probably going to shoot the wall above you.
Right?
Anyway,
'Cause it
I
probably-
don't even think they had rifling.
no,
back
well,
then.
they didn't have anything to properly
There's-
sight the
yeah,
gun
like,
in.
well, it's rifling. I don't even think they had rifling in those things. Do they have rifling in those things? Your flintlock? I don't know.
What's rifling?
Like the shit that makes your bullet spin.
Oh,
It's inside the barrel.
okay.
You look in a barrel,
Yeah.
it's actually got.
I didn't know that was what it was called.
It's called rifling. So I don't know. It's kind of funny. Just
So
thinking
they're
were-
acting like
they
they're
were bragging
taking some crime off the street
some
from a
dangerous guns on the street.
1700.
You know what, Toronto?
gun.
Just stay locked in your fucking house for your own safety.
They don't allow guns, right? Like no guns, but
Well, you can have guns, but it's like hunting rifles and certain things like that, right?
okay,
But you know everything's permitted, and it's Canada.
permitted.
You have to have a permit.
permitted.
Yeah. So you know they're under quarantine.
Canada.
They're under quarantine lockdowns and all sorts of shit now.
they are?
Oh yeah. They just. That's another story. We'll talk about that next time. Next story is kind of funny too because it goes straight to another firearm.
You're on
thing.
a pistol run.
Well, it's just a funny ass thing because you guys might have seen this already. There's a dude, an NFL star, Marshawn Lattimore, was pulled over with a bunch of his friends, right?
Who's he play for?
New Orleans.
Okay.
And he's like a fucking star. And his contract just ran up, right? And he was looking to get like a giant payday coming up.
Did it
right?
happen?
He's in between contracts right now,
Okay.
right? So they get pulled over because his dumbass friend is like just fucking up driving, right? Several different traffic violations.
Okay. Is he drunk?
They didn't say if they were
Okay.
drunk or whatever. They all three of them get arrested and they're patting this dude down, right?
Why did they all get arrested?
Probably for the firearm that was in Marshawn Lattimore's.
They had to know who he was, right?
The cop recognizes him.
Okay.
And goes, what the fuck? I don't know if he says what the fuck, but he's like, what are you doing, dude?
Dude.
He's like, you don't need to do this shit. So he puts his gun down in his underwear, like in his chones.
In his chones.
But it has no holster, right? It's just his pistol. The cop goes,
What kind of sense is that, man?
you're going to shoot your dick off.
In the back.
The cop goes, you're going to shoot your dick off on body camera.
It's on body cam.
Right? And he goes, get a holster.
What did Marshawn say when he told him this?
I don't think he
was smart enough to keep his mouth shut.
An officer is heard saying to Lattimore as he removed the gun from his pants. Another officer added, get yourself a holster, brother. Shortly after, one officer recognized Lattimore as an NFL player and said, you play for the Saints, which led to the officer having a talk with the player. The amount of stuff you got going for you, bro, the officer said, it's not like you're a fucking chump out there, bro. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
He's like being real with him.
He can do 18 months in jail for having an unlicensed pistol, right? Where this guy's, he's a kid. I mean, you think about it, he's a kid.
He won't get any time.
I know, but it's just stupid.
Why, how old is he?
It doesn't say exactly. I don't know exactly, but I mean, I could look it up. But he's still a kid. He was in his rookie contract, so he's in his.
Oh, so he's only been playing.
Yeah, it doesn't say right here, but he's got to be in his early 20s, right? So you started thinking about that shit, and you go.
So he's just dumb and horny, basically, is what you're saying.
That's just You see this shit happen. Like, I don't remember the Giants player that shot his fucking hand off in a club, right, or whatever, and then the other one or shot himself in the leg or whatever. Fucking, it's just dumb. It's like, quit being stupid.
I mean, I love all athletes, but not all of them are the brightest bulb in the bunch.
I know.
You have some that are brilliant, and then you have some that you're like,
you have the potential
it's a good thing you have this talent because you're dumb as a doorknob.
You have potential to make
bank.
Hundreds or at least millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, I'm going to carry a fucking.
So these are probably.
Go get a license. Go get.
He probably doesn't think about it though. Like him and his friend. I don't know why he would care. I guess New Orleans can be a little dangerous depending upon where you're hanging out. But why would you even
get
bother?
A driver and security, man?
Why would you bother going
someplace
someplace where you need a gun so you can go park? I don't know. You know me and like people who have money. I'm like, you gotta get a fucking driver and get some security.
The cop said, "You'll shoot your dick off, bro." That's fucking hilarious. You're going to shoot your dick off.
That's like you're going to shoot your eye out from the Christmas Story.
That's exactly what I just thought about. I was like, you're going to shoot your eye out. Yeah, I mean, fuck, whatever. It's just funny. Plaxico Burress, that's who the giant was that did that. So
what was his name?
Plaxico Burress. And he was a good player. He was a great player.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He just was in a nightclub and decided to shoot fucking.
Every time I say nightclub, I think of 50 Cent.
50 Cent got shot like 90 times. Whatever. Yeah. That guy was getting shot all the time. I don't know if it was all the time or just got shot a whole bunch of one time.
Jennifer Lopez date him? No, she dated Puff
J-Lo's
Daddy.
dated everybody.
She dated Puff Daddy.
Oh, problem was like probably.
No, she dated Puff Daddy.
$50 billion.
I just don't feel like well, never mind. I feel like he's too much of a badass to be kind to a woman. You'd be like,
maybe he's a gentle lover.
Maybe.
You never know.
Hey, the bigger they are, the softer they are.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Just came out of my mouth, and I was like, "What?" Let me
you're trying to do something with that. The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Yeah, but I'm trying to
love.
Be like, stupid. That was stupid. So stupid.
Trying.
It was better than what I said. So
you got some helicopters on planets out of the world.
So
let me know when you got something to share over there.
I will. I may. Yeah, I will in a second. But NASA did their first Mars helicopter flight.
Yep.
And it is technically the first helicopter ride out of this world. I mean, it was off planet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You guys see it, go out, check it out. It's pretty rad.
They had a lot. It was only, I think, a 30-second flight. It only went up 10 feet. But it's crazy.
Did you read into what the 10 feet altitude is equivalent to?
No, what?
It's equivalent to 100,000
because the gravity.
Yeah.
Because they were saying that was some of the things that they had to take into consideration because the gravity is so low there. But it's funny because the solar powered first became airborne. This is what I think is crazy. At 3:34 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Okay.
12:34 Pacific Time. However, Mars has its own time. Yeah. So what they said is 12:33 local mean solar time, parentheses, Mars time.
Is it because it's a smaller planet?
I think it's because...
Is it a smaller planet or bigger? I think it's
I don't know anything about the planet other than it looks exactly like the Arizona desert. But I guess it's because the way it turns, it's got its own time. But I just thought it was.
I think we learned
never
that in
thought
Interstellar, didn't we?
I don't know. I would have had to pay
If they
attention.
got out of the spaceship and then
No, but that's
they age.
days and stuff that's passed.
Oh.
But it's kind of cool because you always see these movies, and I always thought it was going to take 10 years to get to Mars, because don't they always play like it takes forever to get to Mars? But they could send a signal off the satellites to where once it downloaded and completed, they could send it via satellite, and they had it like 4 hours later, which I think is kind of cool. But yeah, 30 seconds. It's kind of cool. I didn't know that. I knew they had some problems with the gravity, but I didn't know what that.
Yeah, it was some crazy shit like that. Like it was the equivalent of 100,000. But it's interesting that I thought it was awesome.
And here's the thing: it's part of the rover, so it detached from the rover.
I think they just fly that bitch at like 10 feet above ground, all over the place. Why? So they said,
but it's not joystick.
Oh, they have to
controlled.
So it's basically. It's
I
like
don't know how they do
it's
it.
basically like you like for
Let me see if it tells me.
like those types of things, like whatever. What the hell are they called? What the hell are those things called?
Rovers? What?
No, not the rover, the helicopter, but it's basically like a
drone.
A drone, but you can program in, like we use them for roofs, like in insurance and stuff like that. And you can program it to go over somebody's roof and get like super high resolution imagery. And you just program it, and it maps, and it goes do, and it comes back and lands.
So the helicopter is called Ingenuity.
Okay.
And its initial flight demonstrated was autonomous.
Yep.
Piloted by onboard guidance, navigation, and control systems, running algorithms. So the company who and I'll say their name, developed an algorithm.
Thank you, Allison.
That would help it fly.
Yeah.
So it wasn't drone, but it's JPL is Jet Propulsion Laboratories in Southern California. But it's kind of cool. I have video. Let me see if it's going to show a damn commercial before you turn it on. Nope, it's not.
Okay.
Ready?
Here we go. Blow it up.
So that's the helicopter. I mean, it's really small, but
Oh, it's down at the bottom.
Yeah,
Okay.
right there. You can see
Oh,
it
good, because
starting-
they're using the rover to
right.
probably.
Like the rover probably dropped it off and backed away.
It's cool. Hey, shit. I mean, just think about it.
Looks like a bug.
We're putting fucking drones on other planets, helicopters, drones, whatever you want to call them, right? On other planets. That's pretty incredible.
I mean, this is a shit in movies, but
Dude, my mom wanted to see the Jetsons. I'd still like to see I just want the turkey. You can put like a little pill in the
no.
microwave and it comes out and it's a fucking turkey. Or like Fifth Element, same thing, right? This is getting us there. One step closer.
So I thought it was really cool. I thought it was good information to share. So how long does it take, like, a ship to get to Mars? Do you know?
How long does it take to get to Mars? Real time information. It takes between 150 and 300 days, depending on the speed of the launch.
So a year, but in the movies,
and the alignment between Earth and Mars.
They always made it seem like you had to get put in stasis.
No, that's going to like Jupiter and shit.
Is that what it is?
That's really, really far away. Well, we did just watch some fucking space movie, and they had to be put in stasis.
Oh no, that was
Alien
Covenant.
Covenant.
Covenant. Yeah.
Freaking.
Because they were looking for a new planet. Remember?
Yeah.
Because Earth was dying.
It was all right. 6 months. Yeah. 6 months to almost a year.
Yeah.
Nearly a year. 9 months, something like that. So. All right. What are we going to do? How are we going to save the birds, honey? Birds are fake, by the way. A lot of people think. You know that?
Why do they think that? Because I can see them outside
no fucking
my
idea.
house.
People think they're fake.
I see
Kinda
cardinals.
like Iowa.
Like what?
Iowa.
People think Iowa's fake?
People think Iowa doesn't exist. It's a thing. I don't know.
I think you're making that up.
No.
Is it like the flat earth thing that people are that like?
I think so. Are birds real?
Yes, they are.
I'm not sure.
So one of the things I didn't know is Texas, and I guess Texas, there's a line between Texas and Washington, D.C. that is a huge migration line to going to, further south. And so Texas Parks and Wildlife says, first of all, it brings in a lot of money because people come to see the birds. But the problem is that the birds are dying. They're like falling off in huge numbers.
Reed, what's going on? You're awake. Awesome. See, Reed said no such place as Iowa. So Logan said it's been proven that Iowa doesn't exist. I don't know. It's a thing.
Anyways, so the percentage of birds has dropped drastically, and that's because what's happening is at nighttime, makes sense. Shiny things, we've seen it happen at the office.
And like birds fly into the fucking window or something?
Because of lights. So like, Ian, turn off your front door light from like 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock a.m.
Plus you're wasting electricity.
April to May, like March to May is when I think they say it is. But it's one way to like really help the migration and save the birds. But here's the other thing I didn't know.
They're flying through fucking Helotes. Come on. Like, I think San Antonio has a bigger problem with lights than we do. We live in the boonies, kind of.
We live in the boonies. But so what I did know was kind of cool is this contributes $300 million to the Texas economy during this time because people are coming to see the birds. No idea.
Are there still bird watchers out there? Mm-hmm. People actually go bird watching?
According to the department, for
Texas,
birds,
we go hunt
every
them.
3 birds migrating through the U.S. in spring, and one of every 4 birds is migrating through the U.S. in the fall. So they do a lot of migrating.
They're going down to Mexico to party.
In the winter.
That's where I want to go.
So it just says, from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m., turn off your lights. Which,
Ian.
I didn't know the bird... I always feel like, especially here... I feel like there's so many birds, and they're as loud as a fucking car alarm. And maybe it's because I'm half asleep when I first get up and I take the dogs on. I'm like...
We have 90,000 trees in our backyard.
Shut up. Yeah. I'm like, this is not the jungle. You know? Between
that and we'll have these fucking locusts that'll start popping up here pretty soon. And oh my God, they sound like little aliens. Yeah, and then they'll fucking fly around.
And then they run into you.
They'll get stuck under. We have a giant porch, and they'll get stuck. We have 3 ceiling fans out there.
Lucy tries to eat them, which is disgusting.
And they'll get hit by the ceiling fan, and it'll just like baseball bat that bitch. Then it's on the ground going.
I did see today, speaking of creatures, the prettiest beetle tonight or this morning. It was I thought.
I mean, the ones that attacked us when we started this show last year?
This one was big, and it had no, they're so sweet.
They're sweet?
Like almost an emerald colored, like where its wings come back together.
It's
and
like
I was
June bug, man.
It's not a June bug. June bugs are not, they're not ugly, but they're not pretty.
Those ones I'm always hitting with a broom to get them out.
Don't hit them. They don't hurt you. Just pick them up.
I'm not picking up fucking.
If I'm telling you to pick them up, don't be a little girl and pick them up and put them in the grass. Don't be scared.
Meanwhile, she can't touch a spider that's that big. See?
There's a difference. June bugs don't hurt you. Spiders can make you lose a finger.
What if it chews your finger?
Because I've played with them my whole life. But anyway, so save the birds, except for in my backyard. Please make them leave. However, we do have some really pretty cardinals that we see every morning. We have a little hole in your lip there. We have a few birdhouses in the backyard that are, I think they have tenants right now because it's baby hatching season.
Chuck said cicada is supposed to be in abundance this year. I don't know, man.
Is it really? Does he know why? Not that he can tell us why, but
I think they come in like cycles, like there's different like phases throughout the
plagues.
Yeah, basically, and it'll fuck up my lawn, and I'll have all these holes in my lawn.
No, those are the ants.
Not those. We get big. It looks like a plug of grass that comes out.
I don't get that many. I'd rather have them the ants digging the dirt out and leaving the little mounds of dirt. And I'm like, quit ruining my yard and biting me.
Since we just put it in last year,
right?
Assholes. Hey, cheers,
cheers,
you guys. Happy Wednesday, Hump Day. We're back.
Day. So I mean, it's not a huge story, but let's just save the birds. It's kind of like saving the bees. We need our wildlife. Otherwise, we're going to go extinct too.
Meanwhile, here in Texas, they have what's called a white wing season. It's a dove hunting season. You shoot as many of those motherfuckers as you can.
Because there's too many of doves, but
every other bird's okay. There is a limit, but still, it's like 12 a day. It's a shit ton of birds.
But so you can shoot 12 a day, but how many people actually get 12 a day?
When we went hunting,
not you.
I'd never been dove hunting.
Yeah, and you've never been back since.
I know.
Even though you have a gun for it, even though you bought a rifle for it.
We will someday.
There is a somebody was telling me at work that there is a Olympic type
training center right over here.
And they you can go in there and learn how to skeet shoot, which will help you with your bird hunting. Would we eat them?
Goddamn right. It's like the thing you take and you wrap.
They're like this big.
Then you wrap bacon around it. You put some cream cheese in there,
work.
or a jalapeno, and it's delicious.
Or both. I feel like it's so much work do you?
No, we
fillet-
have your brother do it.
Do you
'cause he's
fillet?
really good
Do you take the bones out and everything, or
You want me to get into this?
go ahead?
Okay.
Wait, don't gross me out. I know you snap off the neck. You know what? Just tell me how you eat them. Do you take the body
With your
apart?
mouth.
Motherfucker.
You peel the breast off and you rip the breast off. Then you've got the breast meat.
My girls you said breast, and now my girls are scared.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways,
Anyway, you get the little chunks of meat,
okay.
and then you put them in a jalapeno and a little
I know
cream
that
cheese,
part.
and you
You
wrap
wrap
them
bacon
up,
around it.
and then you eat them, and they're delicious. We can just go down to Shots Meat Market and get them here. By the way, we
Yes,
have a
we are
great
still
meat
talking
market
about
right down the
doves.
street.
Allison says, Brian wants to know if you're still talking about doves. Yes.
Yes,
So
because it's delicious.
save the fucking birds.
Save the birds. Pandemic size savings.
I thought this
What
was
does this
kinda
even
funny.
mean? Is this Dogecoin? Because
What's that? Bless you.
Dogecoin is it's like a Bitcoin kind of thing.
Okay.
All right, so some dude, we're going to sidetrack here for a second because I did the math. Like, I almost put
Science, Greg.
few bucks into this thing,
How much is a few bucks?
like $500. And I'm
Okay.
going to tell you
And
why.
what's the return?
It was 0.000 or 0.0005
0.0005. So
of a cent
What's that mean?
of a penny.
Okay. Oh, so they were.
Like 3 months or 4
You would have
months
gotten
ago.
like a gazillion of them at $500,
Yeah,
and now
40 cents. If you'd put $500 in,
Yeah.
you would have made $800,000.
why didn't you do it, bitch?
Because everybody was talking shit about it.
Don't be scared.
You gave me shit for dropping like
Hey,
50
that's for
bucks.
cameras. This is return. This has returns. I'm all about returns.
It just went to 40 cents and everybody's like, it's going to hit $1. If it hit $1, dude, and you dropped it in all the way back then, you're making $1,000,003.
You're banking. I can't believe you dropped the ball. I mean, I don't. At the time, I probably would have yelled at you for dropping $500.
How many of you guys dropped some cash on Dogecoin? I'm just telling you.
Oh, Brian says doves are invasive. That's why there is not a limit.
I don't care. Just eat them.
Eat them. Do they taste gamey? Okay, we gotta go.
You've eaten them.
No, I haven't.
Move along there, child.
Move along like it.
You making up a song now?
No, it's a real song.
There's no such thing as that song.
There is too.
Go.
You go away. Anyways,
She's
so,
feeling better, guys, so that's good. She'll go back down
I
on
took
the...
drugs right before this. That's why. So according to
What kind of drugs? Yesterday it was 420.
smoke them if you got them. London CNN said consumers around the world with this pandemic have amassed an extra 5.4 trillion in savings, which I think is complete bullshit.
It depends.
I mean, they do say that households have stockpiled the excess savings equal to 6% of the global GDP by the end of March, according to Moody's Analytics.
Moody's is the one that does a lot of
I know.
that. They're the ones that do our company's analytics and stuff like that too. They're the ones that give you your like your AAA ratings and all of those sorts of things. So
The United
You never
States
know.
boasts the largest share of excessive savings, amounting to 2.6 trillion or 12% of the U.S. GDP, with the United Kingdom following at 10%. What they're saying is with the lockdown, people weren't spending money on trips.
we weren't going to the bar.
But here's where I
just
call
drinking at
bullshit.
home.
Here's where I call a little bit of bullshit. A lot of people made up for that with Amazon.
But did you really?
A lot of people made up with that doing stuff for their backyard.
But it
A
still
lot of people
wasn't.
spent their money on alcohol.
But it was all even those spending. That spending was it equal to going
Did we
on?
save any money?
Fuck yeah.
Maybe.
But did we go on like a Florida vacation during the
No.
last year?
No.
During the last year. Like we took a trip to New England to my brother's. And we
Right.
stayed at my family's house.
And we went to Virginia.
And there was a weekend, right? So would we have done longer trips or done other things or
Yes.
whatever? Gone out to the bar more, gone out to dinner more.
Traveled more, gone to Mexico, or
We did a lot of take home kind of things, just take out. Just to
maybe
keep
that's where I
places
call
busy.
like, I don't know, because I last week had an epiphany, right? I was like, we got to stop ordering delivery because a $30 meal costs you $50 because you're paying
You give an
delivery
extra
fee
tip and you're
extra,
doing- yeah.
you know. I know it's not going to happen, but I kind of said we're just going to do Thursdays and we're going to do Saturdays.
Uh-oh. That's got a lot of cooking to do.
I think you can cook.
It's almost smoking time.
Smoke them if you got them. So apparently this pandemic was good for people's savings account.
I mean, how are you guys? Like,
But it also
like,
says second factor
you saw-
driving
I'm sorry.
savings account accumulation has been the unprecedented government support for workers and companies.
I know it saved a lot of companies a shit ton of money.
Because they weren't paying rent and stuff, or what?
Well, you're paying rent, like you're not paying the electric. Even if you have property, like you still, some company, I mean, no, a lot of companies went out of business. I'm not saying that, but bigger companies, like you didn't, if you owned the property,
right?
For instance, like you didn't have to pay for all your employees to come in. You didn't have to pay for maybe their medical and all of that, but you aren't paying for the electricity. You're not paying for the water. You're not paying for those sorts of things, right?
In a lot of places, there were contracts went up and they didn't renew their leases, and
right. So if you could go online, and a lot of companies went virtual, right? And our company's going through that now.
Wow.
To say, okay, when do we go back? And they have to make it worth having these huge fucking buildings.
Right.
Right. I mean, our building can hold 15,000 people.
Our San Antonio building?
Mm-hmm. So
it says that, but we're so crowded.
That's going to change over time, right? It's interesting. It really is, because I mean, then you go.
You didn't say who?
No.
Okay.
And then you go back down to like the individual household, and you say, okay, did you go out as much? Did you do those things? Did you cook at home more? Did you?
Right.
Because you kind of were forced to, especially like maybe the first 6 months.
Well, all the restaurants were closed at one point.
Right.
You couldn't order any food. So we stocked up on spaghetti sauce and ground beef and pasta.
But there were definitely people that were out of jobs and shit like that happened.
So,
so I don't know. It's interesting.
And I just want to know, like, for this 5.2 trillion, like, or 5.4 trillion, I'm like, how is that dispersed?
It's probably pretty easy to figure that out.
Well, that's not my job.
Yep. Well, you go with it's the people who were employed, probably, and certain things like that, right?
You know my body.
That didn't fit into that.
Listen, typed it in there.
Totally wrong time to say that.
There's never.
Is that why you chuckled a minute ago?
There's never.
Who's this India hero?
Okay, this is kind of crazy. The train's camera caught it, and it was a train.
Dude, jump in front of a train and stop it.
He's not Superman.
Like fucking, what was that? Hitchcock? Is that his name?
Will Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hitchcock. But then also in, what's the one with all the misfits with, it's
Yeah, we suck at movies, by the way, if you haven't figured that out.
I don't suck. I'm just kind of off my game right now. It's the one with Harley Quinn and
the Joker,
Deadeye,
all
and
those guys.
It's the one where they're killing.
Somebody will tell you.
That guy stopped the subway. Actually, he cut it in half as it went through him, but this gentleman,
Superman.
This gentleman, he is a railroad worker.
Okay.
And I have a video.
Suicide Squad. See, we knew you guys would come to the rescue.
Because our friends are
Hancock. Lloyd saved us on that one.
You said Hancock.
Okay, good.
So let me turn this on. Okay, make it bigger.
All right, make it bigger. Turn it on.
Let's see if it's gonna make it play a commercial. Because
probably
this bullshit.
Because.
Let's see if it's even gonna connect.
There you go.
Stupid.
Blow that thing up.
That's not it. That is
a commercial.
Commercial for.
What is that?
I don't know. It's got the cat, but it looks like it. Oh, the guy's.
Who's this dude trying to run up?
Gregory? Oh, man. They're using all cat gear. That's kind of funny. It's a stupid commercial.
What are we watching?
It's 11 seconds.
Hancock. Yeah, Hancock.
You said Hancock.
Lloyd saying not Hitchcock.
Oh, you didn't say Hitchcock?
I don't know. I don't remember. That was like 30 minutes ago.
So here it is.
Okay, blow it up.
So, maybe they'll start it.
Did you ruin it?
No, fucker.
Oh, oh, Jesus Christ.
So here's the thing. So the mom and the kid, I want it to.
There you go. There you go. Leave it right there. Leave it right there. Leave it right there.
See, they're walking and he falls off.
What's mom doing?
The mom is blind.
Oh,
you can see she starts to panic and she's trying to hear him by sound and she's trying to find him. And this guy just runs and you can see the train. He's like, fuck, 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 fuck. I mean, that's insane.
That's pretty amazing, dude.
They said 3 seconds from the time he got off of the rail to when the gentleman threw him up. When the gentleman got to him, threw him up, and got himself off the rail, it was 3 seconds.
That's fucking hero. Cheers to that guy.
And he was hauling, man.
That dude was cruising.
Well, and the poor mother, because she's blind.
Yeah.
She was powerless.
Did the kid just walk? It was kind of quick.
I think he looks young, and so she probably accidentally, it looks like he may have gotten steered off because he falls all of a sudden.
Okay. Damn, dude.
I know, it's
Holy
crazy,
fuck.
right?
That would be like, I mean, you think like New York City or something like that. Like you get close to a curb.
Subway.
Or just curb. I'm just thinking like traffic. I mean, subways, yes, but curbs, something like that. That's why like subways normally have like the, like they feel like Legos kind of thing. Like they have the
where they
bumps on
stop
them.
you, yeah.
And you can feel that, right?
So if you're visually
the texture
impaired,
changes, right?
However, people still fall into the subways all the time.
I know, but I mean, still, shit. Probably drunk people or
No, people not paying
people just
attention
not paying attention
on their phone.
Yeah.
They just go bloop.
I don't know.
They don't
that
always
kid,
die.
That guy was a goddamn hero.
He
for
was a saint.
sure.
I mean,
Put that kid on a leash is what Lloyd said. Kind of, yeah.
Or
At least
mom.
you might have been able to like yank him back.
that's horrible.
Just tie a rope to his ass, right?
But yeah, that mom's probably scarred for life.
They ain't going to
You
the
can see it.
train
I don't know.
anymore.
When I saw it on the news, you could see her like she's trying to like pat
I
to
saw
where
it.
he's going, and I felt so badly for her. I was like, oh, that poor mother.
And I bet you she didn't know the train was coming.
No. Well,
Do you think she knew
she
how
could
close?
probably heard it. I mean, you've got it.
Put her hand on the ground and be like, that
No,
thing's like...
She probably could hear it coming closer and closer because her other senses are so heightened. So maybe she could feel the vibration of it more too. But
If only she was like a superhero.
this guy was like a superhero. Did you see how fast he was trucking it to get to that kid?
Yeah.
And then he just tosses the kid and jumps over.
Brent said she didn't see a thing. I love the nooners. I love you guys.
That's
That's
horrible.
awesome. What's going on the Facebook chat over there? What's happening?
We got a couple people. We had Allison.
Oh, is that where you were reading Allison's comments
Yeah.
from? I didn't see her over
She
here.
liked, you know, my body. She's like, yes, Beth, that was epic. Suck it, Gregory. Brian literally just screamed LOL. See, they appreciated it, bitch.
All right, good.
That was our catchphrase for this trip.
We're running on Facebook and YouTube at the same time now, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So we can kind of dual stream. So Beth is watching the Facebook page when she decides she wants to pay attention to it. And then I'm watching the YouTube feed over here. So
You know what? I pay attention to
You
it.
sure? Well, she's also got other things to do. As do I. Meaning plug in and
Put up with your ass.
that too. Whatever. Fuck off. California's for sale. So, okay. So we all know California literally is for sale because everybody's moving the fuck out of California, right? Is that kind of what that's alluding to?
Well, there is this tiny town called Nipton, California.
Nipton.
Nipton,
I would
California.
rename it to Nipples. Why not? If you own it, fuck it.
Good gravy. Really, Lamontagne?
Instead of Naples, kind of like an Italian. Make it Italian. Like put a
Naples
canal
and
in there.
nipples are completely different.
be fun.
Anyway, so originally it was purchased as a they were gonna make it a cannabis like location. I guess that the buyer's whole big thing was to make it all about weed and
A cannabis.
yeah. Did I say cannabis? I did say cannabis. And I didn't even catch it. I'm thinking about Hannibal Lecter apparently. But so the guy bought it.
Cannabis Lecter.
Cannabis Lecter. Oh, I like that. But
Writing that one down.
it's only it's got so what you get when you buy this town, you also get 25 people because that's
You
only-
own 25 people?
or you
Think that's kind of fucked up.
no you don't own, but there's 25 people that come with the city because they live there. You don't own the people, you own the city, and the people live in the city. Gregory,
The way you made it sound was very fucked up.
maybe your brain's just fucked up.
Maybe. Okay, so we don't want to do that because we're trying to move forward. Anyway, 25 people live in this town.
Right, and they are. I guess it's been for sale, and it was sold,
Who's
and now they're selling
the
it.
entire town?
It doesn't.
Like,
it just
why?
says-
How does that even happen?
Says from prospective buyers after the so it was going to be a cannabis consumption destination. So you're basically going to go there and smoke a shit ton of weed.
Is it more like Kissimmee, Florida, where it's just
have no
like
idea.
a motor? It's just one giant
No, this
Like,
is
trailer park.
there's I think
Is it a
there's
trailer park?
no,
gotta
it's
be a
not a
trailer
trailer park. It's not. It's tiny. Let's see if there's a video on this
Does
one.
it come with people?
It comes with.
I'm thinking like a ghost town originally, right?
Let's see. Hold on.
What do we?
This guy said, I'm grandfathered in the town and can be rented from time to time. Apparently, they've got a great sense of humor in this
The
town.
dude can be rent.
He says he's old. What you get for $2.75 million is a general store, the Outpost, a restaurant, a hotel, which opened in 1905, has 5 rooms. There are 5 cabins, a container conversion, and camping spots.
Okay, so this is like
It's towards the Mojave Desert, so it's closer to the Nevada
this is
side.
like the thing that they had in Arizona. Remember the little town? It was like it was just outside.
When you say little town Arizona, there's
No,
a
I'm gonna tell you,
gazillion
just
of
outside
them.
of Scottsdale, like north of Scottsdale. It was like Wild Wild West kind of town, right? A town.
You're
but
not
it was
talking
more
about the
like
one in the...
Yeah, and they moved it down to like it's kind of I don't know. They moved it somewhere like a Wild Wild West.
It's not the big one that everybody goes to for the gunfights and everything.
Tombstone. You mean?
Yes, Tombstone.
No,
Okay.
it wasn't that. But it was like it's more of like a theme park kind of
No,
thing.
this is a town. This is a town.
$2.75 million.
I mean, that seems really cheap for a town.
Kind of seems pretty cheap, right? And it comes with 23 people.
25.
25 people divided by. You can make some money off that.
No, you got the hotel and the restaurant and 5 cabins and RV space. I mean,
I'm just thinking of
I
labor.
feel like nobody probably goes there. But the people had high hopes to make it a cannabis connection.
Destination.
Yeah, I mean, they were just going to get
Chuck,
people.
you want to run it, dude? You're into that shit.
Anyways, so I just thought it was kind of funny because
What's your ROI on that?
California can't, not much. You probably just want to do it so you can get away. Want to get away? Instead of Southwest, you're going to go to California.
Nobody goes to California anymore.
Well, that's what I was going to say. California just can't catch a break.
If they put that shit in Texas, be all over it, right? Open up your weed fees.
Marijuana's not legal in
legalize
Texas.
I was going to say,
Put it in
legalize
Colorado.
marijuana.
Put it in Colorado. Bitches are all over it.
Yep.
I mean, we've seen that in action in Breckenridge.
Yep.
And that was one store in Breckenridge.
Telling you. Lloyd said they're building one in Death Valley right now for $35 million.
A city?
A weed
A weed connection?
connection.
What do they call it here? A cannabis consumption destination.
Cannabis
that is a fancy word for smoking a lot of weed.
Cannabis lector.
I'm coming here to smoke a lot of
He could be
weed.
the town mayor.
Cannabis lector.
Cannabis lector.
See, I came up with something good for them.
He just eats people, gets them super
You get super
stoned,
high.
and
It's
just
like, do you remember the parody that did they always make fun of all the movies, and they did that scary movie.
Yep.
It was like the 4th one, and they have like
Take
the
my
version of
good
him,
on.
and they've got his brain in the thing, and he's still like, it smells delicious, but because they did that in the real movie, but then he won't eat it because all you see
Marlon
is
Wayans
smoke
or whatever.
start coming out of his head because he's such a fucking stoner. Yeah, I don't even know how he.
Hey, so every day's Earth Day.
So tomorrow's Earth Day.
Every
For
day's
reals.
Earth Day, according to Brian.
For reals, tomorrow's Earth Day. And so I thought I'd share a little bit about Earth Day.
Thank you and enlighten us.
That's for yoga
Whatever.
and meditation.
Whatever. It's kind of, aren't you connecting to the Earth when you do that?
Well, yeah, but you're not connecting to the Earth right now. So, excuse me. It originally started in 1970.
Yep.
Gaylord, what was his name?
Of course it was.
Of the Senator Gaylord Nelson, a junior senator from Wisconsin, was concerned about and it's true. We were doing
All the
shitty.
plastic in the oceans.
No, it's the leaded. All our cars used to do leaded gas. All the sewage that used to run it into the rivers. I mean, wasn't there a river in Wisconsin or somewhere that caught on fire because they had so much sewage and stuff
That's
in it?
Detroit now. So,
But it started off with 20 million people participated in that first year, and it became obviously a national sensation. And it was originally called something else. Let me see if I can find what they started it off with.
this land
and then
is your
They started.
land.
Then they called it Earth
This
Day, and
land
it's
is
now
my
global.
land. Sorry, got me off on the 4th grade flashbacks. Sorry. Good. I'm listening.
It is now celebrated in 24 countries, and has
Not India, not China, for fuck sure.
But so it just was kind of cool. And Brian's kind of right. Every day should be Earth Day, but this is a particular day to give back to the earth, plant a tree, clean a road.
I cut more trees down this past year than I can fucking count.
They weren't real, like they were little trees. They weren't like
It just
oak
makes
trees.
me laugh. It's like,
They
plant
weren't
a
oak
tree.
trees.
Fuck no, I'm cutting them all down.
They weren't oak trees. They weren't pecan
I got
trees.
another one I got to cut down out back too.
Quit cutting my trees. You're going to take my birds away. Even though they're not real, you're going to make them go away. So, yeah.
China.
Anyways, the group that had been fighting individually against oil spills, pollution factories, and power plants, raw sewage, toxic dumps, pesticides, freeways, which I think is hilarious because they've done a shitty job on keeping the freeways limitation down.
Limitation? How about they just keep them up?
That's what I'm saying. There's so many of them, and they're always working on them. So they obviously dropped the ball on that
Have you
one.
ever been to Texas, specifically San Antonio?
Oh, come on. Phoenix is the same way.
No, the Phoenix highways are perfect. Well, except for 51, some of the
101,
10.
that's not always all done. I mean, come
A
on.
lot of the highways are good.
The 101, I remember, had exits that went to nowhere.
Yeah, because they built them ahead of time. Like they built them 400 years in advance. Is basically what we've done. But the San Antonio highways are
They do.
a goddamn mess. Oh, that brings me to a flashback to the trip home from the airport.
No,
Heart
I can't do it.
Attackville.
I can't do it.
Her dad is 86 years old. and
I'm
he
never
doesn't
riding
ever
with him.
need to drive
ever.
again.
Never riding with him. Love you,
So-
Daddy. Not riding with you again.
We're going back to the beginning of the show. Remember we talked about going and having to like go through the bullshit, and we're like all stressed out, and blah, blah, blah. Finally we get our
And I'm pretty grumpy by the time we get home.
blood pressure done. We haven't eaten shit.
We hadn't eaten all
I ate like
day.
a half a bag of goddamn
I had
Gardettos.
Pringles that I just happened to bring. I was like, I better bring these with me.
We always
Thank
say,
God.
Greg, you should just drive. And he's like, nah, I'm good. Blah, 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 blah.
Never again. You're driving or I'm driving.
Right. So he's 86. We get on the highway. And this motherfucker
Oy vey.
proceeds to just speed and like.
I mean, he's driving like shit, not using his blinker. I'm like, good gravy.
But there was this one time
We're telling
that I was
him-
like, I even called him out. I was like,
Both of us.
motherfucker, what are you doing?
Both of us are like, this exit.
And he's
this
like,
exit.
oh, we're good. The gore point, and then it's all block, and it's an off ramp that goes up, and it goes down here, and he cuts off a fucking car, and
What do I say? What's the word that comes out of my mouth?
motherfucker.
I'm like, like movie for motherfucker, Dad.
And he's like, no.
we're fine. I was a DEA agent for
50
35 years or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, 500 years ago when you could still see, apparently.
Oh, so sorry,
use your
sidetrack.
brain.
That just came flashing back
man.
into my.
Look, I just got all hot again. I mean, I just literally, I was like, I'm just going to look out the side window.
We just got home. He's like, you guys want to go get dinner? Beth's like,
No.
fuck no, get out.
no.
We're not even. We're in your car. Get out. Like, get out of my neighborhood.
I just
Sorry,
looked out.
Dad. Whatever, man.
Love you, Daddy, but yeah, no. I just looked out the window and was like, I'm not going to look up front.
Logan,
I'm not going to
you
talk
have
to anybody.
No idea, bro.
What do you say?
He goes, 86 and still driving? You have no idea, dude. And on the way home, he tells us, yeah, I
I
kind
had
of
a dizzy spell this morning. No, he didn't say faint. I was very dizzy this
and I'm
morning. And
like-
I was like, literally, that's when the radar went up. And I was like, should he even be driving?
No, ever.
And then he
again.
almost killed us.
We're
I
gonna have
just, we have to,
We're going to have a
some decisions
come to
have to be
Jesus
made.
conversation pretty
Logan.
quick here.
Yeah, we've been putting it off as long as we can, all of us, all the kids, because you take away a man's keys, he's gonna die. But I don't know. It's better that he not kill somebody, including myself.
Anyone. Fuck.
That's why I said anybody, including myself.
So let's
But-
jump into entertainment real quick. Just some funny kind of fucking
Oh,
things.
I love how you said this sucked because I was like, "What did I tell you?" Sounds like it sucked.
So I was on the plane, right? And I hadn't downloaded any podcasts, hadn't done anything like that.
Can't believe you dropped the ball.
I did, yeah, totally. So I was like, plane movies. There's always something on the Southwest
There
plane
usually
movies.
is.
And there's
Pretty good
generally,
movies.
but it hasn't changed up recently.
Well, just watch another one you've already seen.
dude,
Kind of like what you do at home.
no, that's TBS or whatever, right? I don't. I mean, unless it's like a good movie. I mean, you can watch Bad Boys like 50 million times. What was the one we watched last night with Bruce Willis? Armageddon.
Armageddon.
You watch that a million times, right? I mean,
Technically no, but you have to because it's on TV and there's nothing
on
else
TV.
on TV.
okay. So there's two movies I'm going to name. Never watch them ever. American Pickle with Seth Rogen.
There's a reason. It was probably an indie fucking film.
Oh yeah, it's a Seth Rogen produced, directed. I don't think he directed it, starred, and he didn't just star in it, he double starred in this thing because he played his
Great
great
grandfather.
grandfather and he played himself in modern day, right? So his great grandfather falls into he's poor Jewish guy, falls into a pickling vat. They close
Vat.
the lid and it immediately goes out of business.
Mummified him or something,
Yeah,
right?
and
Or,
it pickles him, right?
but it doesn't kill him.
Doesn't kill him. And he's had a kid. He's got a whatever. Fast forward to fucking modern day. You've got current Seth Rogen The same goofy.
So is the character pickled still when he comes out? Like,
No,
does he
just looks like a normal dude.
Okay.
He looks like a bearded Seth Rogen with a dumbass outfit on.
Okay.
Right? And it's basically his great-grandson who's like super depressed because he's got a shitty life and he's just kind of whatever. Don't ever watch it.
Well, when you told me when we were at the store, you're like, I started this movie.
I thought it was going to be, and it turned out
It's called
fucking,
American Pickle, and you're telling me about it. I go, that sounds horrible.
And I was like, nah, it's kind of, nope.
I mean, we're just going to see what happens. Yeah. And then the second one?
Second one, Let Him Go. Kevin Costner.
Which you like Kevin Costner. You watch him in Yellowstone.
Yeah, Yellowstone, right? So I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it's a crossover between The Hills Have Eyes and Yellowstone.
I don't even get it.
Hills Have Eyes, like serial killer chewing on people, cutting
Right.
people up in Yellowstone, but set in like 1960.
Because it's on a ranch?
Fucking 2 or something like
Is it
that.
because it's on a ranch? That's why it's
It's
in
out in like,
Yellowstone?
it's exactly in the same place that they filmed.
Is it like a suspense or a horror? Or what category does this
the
movie
kid?
fall into?
So son dies on the ranch, literally in Montana or some bullshit. The grandson and the daughter get remarried to some fucking crazy ass family,
Okay.
and then they have to go rescue. It's a pile
So
of
she
shit.
marries a bad pet family, and they're the murderers, and he's got
But
to
the
go.
bad family is literally like serial killer fuckers.
And he's got to go rescue him
with
and
the
be
crazy,
a badass like
the
he is in
crazy
Yellowstone.
mama on the
Okay.
husband.
I mean, I'm glad I didn't waste any time on that. I read the whole flight.
No, don't waste your time on either of those. They're just dumb as shit.
So before you get into this one, Netflix does have a new show. I need to look it up because it's I told you about it the other night. It looks amazing. It's got dragons and sorcerers and
You named it. I don't remember it.
something in bones.
Skin,
No,
dragons,
stupid.
dragons and bones. That sounds like
No,
could make a good show out of that.
dragons and bones. It's not what
Dragon
it's called.
bones.
No. And I was going to try to look it up, but it's going to make me sign into Netflix.
It's gonna take you too long.
And I don't know how to sign
all right.
into Netflix.
We'll figure it out for next time. But it's a good sci-fi one. I looked at it. I looked for it last night. I didn't see it either.
New Netflix.
Really?
Yeah.
How prepared are you for this shit?
This is.
I'll
says
just go into this one while you
Says
look
the
that
man
up.
who's always bringing up a damn win.
So Netflix, good doc, interesting doc. If you want to go down a kind of like a historical rabbit hole, it's called "This Is a Robbery: The
Love that
World's
shit.
Biggest Art Heist." This happened. I lived in New Hampshire, moved up there just south or just north of Boston, in 1990, and this happened right around there. I was a little kid. I was like 14, 13, something like that at that time. But what's that say? I don't know. We got somebody on here dropping shit. Anyway, 13. So in March 18th, 1990, 13. I think we just got a troll, right, Lloyd?
All right.
We got our first troll.
Sweet. We're
Let's
going
leave
up.
him up there. Let's see what happens.
We're moving up in the world.
Yeah, fuck it. The world's biggest art heist happened in March 18th, 1990. 13 works of art were stolen from Isabella Gardner Museum in Boston. And definitely recommend it. It's pretty cool. It goes through, there's like cops, robbers, fake, cops go, like fake cops go in and steal $500 million.
they were fake cops.
Yeah, they posed as cops going in. They tied up the
You told me a little
guards.
bit about that, right?
Yeah, $500 million. And it's, they got one of them, a priceless painting, a Rembrandt. I think it was a Rembrandt. It was Jesus on the sea, in a storm on the Sea of Galileo, something like that, which is like, if you've seen it, you know it, right? It's pretty amazing, but it's got mafia, all sorts of shit.
Well, when we had the conversation that, people are buying that on the dark web.
They're trading it, is what they kind of say. They trade it for as kind of, because you can't just sell it necessarily.
No, well, you can, but
Just
you're
go
not
out
selling
and
it.
watch it.
You're not selling it to an upstanding.
Just go out
because
and
one of
watch
my
it.
books, I told you in a couple of my books, they would buy the really rich guy would buy the painting and have it hidden away at his house, but he had the painting. So I'm pretty sure, if it's happening in a book, it's happening in real life.
Yeah. It's interesting. Check it out. Okay, did you find that thing?
No, damn it.
All right, find it next time. So my feel good for the week is pretty cool because I posted this out and I shared it, and I think I did tag you on it, but this was a lost dog that happened. Vehicle was stolen. This guy's name, he's a musician, Shane Smith.
Okay.
It was stolen at the Pearl. His truck was stolen.
Here?
Yeah. The Pearl, I think it was Sunday.
Did he leave his
Sunday
dog in his
night.
truck for a long time?
No, just like a few minutes. And this is the dog. You can see it on.
I can't because I don't have my thing open.
That's failing us. Anyway.
I'm on a fucking mission now.
Gretchen, the little puppy.
Look at that ad.
Yeah, I don't care. The Gretchen the puppy. She's showing me porno. I don't know what she's into.
Oh, I found it.
Okay, so go back to the thing. Gretchen the puppy was stolen.
So she was kidnapped.
She was dog napped, but the truck was stolen.
Right.
Right. And he posted a video out, like, please God, like, it's one of those situations.
She's so
it's like,
cute.
we wouldn't give a shit about the truck. I have insurance for that. Like, give me
Right.
my goddamn
I want my
dog
dog.
back. Right. So he posted a $10,000 reward. The next day, they found that the puppy had been found. And so somebody had found it out on a hiking trail,
Wow.
zip tied to a tree, but they found the dog, right? If you watch the video, you go out and watch the video, the dog's super happy, excited, and everything. And he's going, he's like, no, it's on Instagram. I posted it out to Instagram as well. But check it out. That's kind of a feel good of the day. The funniest part about this shit is somebody ditched the car like 15 minutes later, right? Took the dog, or I don't know if it was the same time, whatever. And then somebody else restole the truck.
Oh, shit.
So they had it on video, and then somebody fucking San Antonio, man. But I'm just happy the guy found his dog.
I'm pretty sure that's a lot of places, not just San Antonio. That same thing would happen in Phoenix. That's for fuck sure.
Yeah, that's for
Downtown Phoenix, absolutely. Okay, so the show.
Right, yours. Okay, what's the show?
It is called Shadow and Bones.
I was fucking close.
You said Dragons and Bones. You were nowhere near
Same
close.
thing,
No.
really.
April 23rd is when it is available, and it basically is an adaptation of the novel Shadow and Bones.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is a young girl. It picks up in a war-torn world where a tremendous, powerful outsider discovers her ability and saves her country and changes the world forever. So it just looks really cool. Like it's gonna have some magic in it, some dragons. I'm sure it's gonna be. I'm into shit like that, dude. It's fantasy. Just go with it.
All right, we're going to watch the shit out of that.
Or we're gonna watch it.
Or I'm going to be out doing yard work, and Beth's going to watch 12 episodes. So one or the other. What's your feel good, honey?
I'll watch it without you.
You got a 91-year-old police officer.
I do. It's a 91-year-old officer still on the job.
Hell yeah. He's probably in that fucking town you can buy for $2.75 million.
No, he's actually in, I almost said Arkansas. Arkansas. Arkansas.
Yeah, that would be the medicine's hitting her.
The
decongestants and
right?
the antibiotics.
So
Arkansas.
his name is Officer Elsie
Should have been
Buckshot
Dragon's
Smith.
Bones.
Huh? What?
Nothing, go ahead. L. Chap Smith?
No. What'd you say?
Chupacabra? Go on.
So his name, bitch, is Elsie Buckshot Smith.
That was close.
Buckshot.
L. Chap Smith.
Buckshot.
That's a fucking great nickname. Is that his nickname, I imagine?
It's a population of 11,000 people, and he says he probably knows almost everyone. It's in Camden, Arkansas.
Arkansas.
In Camden, Arkansas. What's he say? He's been serving for 56 years, and he
Fucking rad, man.
he helps out with like investigation. He provides like support on different
Barney Fife, that's what Reed said.
support on several different things. There's a video of him. He's he's pretty spry for night. He's fixing to turn 92.
Is he still driving?
Yeah, better than my dad apparently. Because they still give him a police
So I'm
car.
like, shit. Anybody can have dreams.
Let's see. Trying to make it bigger.
There you go.
I mean,
Holy shit, he's old.
right?
Goddamn right.
But he's all spiffied up. He got out of that car better than I get out of a car sometimes.
Definitely gets out of the car better than your dad.
I mean, he
Wonder if
walks like he's
falls
a little
over
bit.
all the time.
Shut up! Don't be mean. It's my dad you're talking about, bitch.
I love your dad, of course. Still carries a pistol.
Yeah.
Wonder if he has to qualify every 6 months. Probably.
I doubt he carries a gun.
He's got a gun.
Did you see a gun?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see the gun. Damn, that's scary.
Get his eyesight checked.
But yeah, so I thought it was cute and it made me feel good because
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
awesome.
92
That's called serving and protecting and serving and serving and serving and serving and
and
serving.
protecting and protecting
Yeah.
and protecting.
That's
But
right.
I also think it's cute that he's kind of like the little town.
The cool guy.
Yeah, everybody knows him. Everybody stops and talks to him.
Yeah.
He starts each day at 7 a.m. Patrolling neighborhoods, escorting school buses.
I think at that point you're in bed at like 3 anyway. So,
Right. He says 7 a.m. patrolling neighborhoods, escorting school buses, investigations, and only if he has to arrest.
Could you imagine the stories that dude can tell?
Oh, yeah.
Like I remember.
I've taken more people home than I arrested.
That's what they used to do back in the day. Now they just throw your ass in the clink.
Some people just need to be thrown in the clink.
Yeah, but some people just need to be driven home.
Yeah, and I mean,
If
there's
you're
still...
out partying on your 21st birthday being a dickhead.
My brother did that one time.
That's what I'm saying.
He did that for somebody one time. Tried to anyways. I couldn't find anybody to bring him home. So that's
Back
my
in
feel
like
good.
the early 90s. So today in history, Queen Elizabeth's birthday of fucking again. She's 905. 95.
900. It's her birthday?
It's her birthday. I
she's
actually
probably
brought this up
sad.
last year. What?
She's probably sad because her husband just died.
She's in mourning.
Yeah.
She's still 5 years old and the Queen of England. Whatever. But a fun one is that we've got today in
Alice made fun of my
a
fixing.
million years ago, in 1934, the image
all one word,
of
Allison.
Loch Ness Monster was first
Nessie.
reported. Nessie. So the photograph reportedly depicted the small head and neck of Loch Ness Monster, the iconic image widely known as Surgeon's photograph sparked an international sensation, but was later revealed as to be a hoax. But if you watch the fucking Discovery Channel, you can't tell because there's been a million different Discovery channels.
Episodes. There's
Shows, whatever.
Yes, everybody's still looking for Nessie, but we watched that paranormal caught on tape, and they're always
Watch all sorts of that weird shit.
well, when there isn't
'Cause
anything
it's
on.
mindless bullshit.
When you've seen the same movie 15 times in the month, you're like, I'm just gonna watch this Discovery Channel with caught on camera.
Exactly. Hey guys, that's it. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight with us. Wednesday night we're back. Saturday will be episode 99, and then next Wednesday will be 100.
You better get your shit in order.
My shit together. We got a fun guest coming up. As long as I'll start having a panic attack about Sunday
tomorrow.
morning. Maybe tomorrow. I've already been thinking about it. But thanks. Remember to go out, like, subscribe to all the bullshit, YouTube, all the stuff. We really thank you guys so much. Remember, make the fire. Go do something good for one another. Be good to each other. Ian, come get a beer. Cheers, Evan Haley. We miss you. We love you. Thanks to military, first responders, all you motherfuckers. Without you, we can't do this. What?
Alan said, well, you cut that off all of a sudden. That's what you're famous for.
It's the end of the show. That's all I got. We're out of shit to talk about.
I mean, we could keep talking because we could always keep talking, but we don't need to waste people's time. Plus, I need more drugs.
Not the good kind. You guys, catch you later. Have a good night.
Bye, guys. Love you. See you Saturday.